going to hide that again, and I'm going to switch back to... Oh, that didn't switch. Whoops. That's funny. You got to see that the OBS. Let's see where we're at. Are we back here? Whoa, yeah, I know. I didn't. That was a mistake. Meta is right. Yeah, Jimmy. Meta. All right. So, let's toggle back and forth. Let's listen to the rough mix, and then let's listen to what they sent me. So, and then we can do that by toggling the input enable on and off. Here we go. Now, if you're listening on headphones or speakers, maybe on the iPhone, I'm not sure, you should hear like a fullness, a richness in the mid-range. Obviously, we need tons more vocal. And then you hear this like phasing that's happening with the guitars. I want to work on that. I'll get some rumbly bass. Okay, so we're going to hit pause. Let's start. We're going to listen to just this mix. Now's where my work really starts. When I'm zooming out here, I'm noticing some stuff. Okay, we've got a couple tracks of bass. We're gonna hide those. We're gonna put those on the playlist. We're gonna hide them because I don't think those were the takes. Yeah, did you hear that? I don't know if you can hear. My dog just barked. I don't know who he's barking at, but he just barked. And he doesn't bark very often. That's why I exclaimed, "My dog just barked." All right. Okay, so I hid that stuff. There's nothing else over here. Great. Oh, and it looks like when I scroll all the way to the top, it looks like we're going to record a kick beater, but we didn't. So we're going to delete that track. And then I know that I'm going to wake up these different tracks here. I'm going to make those active. All right. And I like to scroll a lot. Okay. Let's see. Cowbell and room mic. Let's adjust those. Cowbell. I don't know. Is that a drum or is that auxiliary? I'm going to make it orange because I don't think it's part of the drum kit, but I don't think it's going to... We're going to color it the same as the claps, the hand claps. The part's the same as the hand claps. So if I remember right, we used both of them. I did exactly what I'm doing now, which is they had hidden it and taken it off, and I put it back. Okay, so next thing. Let's take a listen to let's start balancing everything out. So before I start balancing things, I'm going to blast out these groups because I am going to make my own groups. I don't know if you guys do that. If I was sending my music to someone else, I would not send them the session that I recorded everything. I would just send them the raw tracks, or as raw as I can get. I mean, maybe I would send them the session, but I would send them everything that I did, every plugin I had enabled, so that the person working on it could choose whether they used it or not. Some people are protective of that. I am not at all protective of what I do. Hence, here I am telling everybody what I'm due. So, okay, we're gonna tab to transients. There's a lot of transients. So I'm actually gonna get rid of all the clicks and the string stuff at the beginning of the song. So I just did that, and I just did that with the A key. It gets rid of everything before. At least in Pro Tools, it gets rid of everything before wherever you're clicked. So I'm going to make a new group, call it drums, And then I'm going to make a new group, call it bass. Real quick, that's real easy. Make a new group, call it guitar, GTR, because that's what it would abbreviate to anyways. And now that we're here at guitar, check this out. I notice that this guitar is not in time. So it looks like whenever they recorded, hey Jake Astle, how's it going, buddy? Whenever they recorded the guitars, they had then gone and adjusted everything to a different spot on the timeline. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix this right now and click, boom, that's all done. Give it a little fade at the beginning. So that's lined up. And now I think that's lined up. It's probably a different performance, but I'm okay with that. Actually, I kind of look for that. I'm going to make that one active, and I'm going to unmute it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new synth playlist. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't know, Jimmy, maybe you remember where we edited. I can open up that session. We edited the synth to some point, but we'll leave it for now. Okay, I know that the vocals are quiet, so they're going to have to come up. How do I handle that? Well, I am going to, I'm actually going to duplicate this track, and I'm going to call the second one scream, shout, whatever, woo, 2 O's. Okay, I'm going to get rid of everything else because I have a feeling I'm going to want to process that differently. And I'm going to join all this stuff together, click and drag over everything. Then in Pro Tools, this is one of my favorite commands, Shift, Option, 3. It joins everything together. Now I can actually just clip gain it all together. So I'm going to raise it, and let's start doing some adjustments to volume. Now I think every fader is set to 0 currently. It looks like we have some bass muted, so I'm gonna actually, that bass is muted. We're gonna make all of it active, and then make it inactive again, and hide it. So synth was basically a wild noise track to be used or tossed at will. Noted. Well, it's muted now. We'll add it when we feel like it. This stream's going to be way longer than I expected. We'll probably have to continue this like next week. I'm not sure. We'll see. Okay, so we're going back. We're hitting return, and we're going to play. This is everything I've showed you so far. This is just stuff I do in prep for my mix. I'm not mixing yet. This is just like the cleanup things that you do before you're ready to mix. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm pulling guitars down with clip gain. I'm not touching the fader right now. I'm going to join all those groups together of guitars, and I'm lowering those too. I'm lowering everything in order for me to feel like the sound just kind of like punches you. I feel like it's got to be balanced. So things, if you see on my screen here, I'm pointing across the screen. If you see the screen, the way the guitar's played and recorded, it's really kind of a flat sound. So all the punch is going to come from kick, snare, and performance in the drums. So we're also going to probably balance some of this drum stuff, or some of this bass. But let's also join these edits together. We're probably going to chop it up a little bit, but all right. I'm going to lower down that woo, and I just got to zoom to do it. All right. One other thing I'm going to add. I usually like to have a master fader in here. And the reason I do that is I have the meters look a little different for me, and I know how loud that the meters. I know how loud the music is when the meters are hitting a certain way, and so from mixing, recording, mastering, I set the meters to have a certain volume, and I do that with Pink Noise. If you're curious to know what I do, I pull up a plugin from Waves, but you could just use, there's built-in plugins on every software for a noise generator. Let's see, where's the noise generator from Avid? I don't remember where the noise generator is. There is one though. I've used it a few times. Anyway, we're just gonna, let's see, Avid. Maybe it's not Avid. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's Air. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Anyway. Dither, not Dither. Maxim. Pitch. No, it's none of those things. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to use the one I normally use, which is a Waves. It's the EMO generator. And this is going to be weird, so I'm going to do this for you. I set my speakers this way. So I turn on Pink Noise, and here's what it sounds like. Okay. While that noise is going, you take out your decibel meter, and you find where, like, if both speakers are on, you find 83 decibels, which is loud, or less. It depends on how loud you like to mix, but I think I have mine set up for a couple of different variances. So when -20 is playing, my meter reads 83 decibels, and that gets me a lot of headroom. That gets me, I always listen at that level, so it's generally the same. So if you don't have one of these and you're mixing, get one. So I'm gonna get rid of that plugin now because it will prevent us from hearing anything. But that's one way that I analyze everything. So let's listen back, not in dim, again, and see if we've helped our balance at all. I'm probably gonna have to pull more things down. All right, pulling snares down. Pull the overheads down a little bit too. All right, when the bass comes in, it's a lot, so I'm going to pull that down too. Maybe in just that section, but we're just gonna, for now, we'll pull it down a couple of dB. There's a lot of bass parts, so let's hear the difference in those sections again. All right, we're getting close to being able to, this is kind of mixing right now, but we're just getting a good balance to start. This is what I would expect. This is what I want, like, when I'm the mix, or when I'm the tracking engineer, when I'm recording, I'm doing this kind of stuff all the time. I'm getting balances, so I want it to sound kind of already mixed, before it goes to whoever does the mix. That's just like kind of a philosophy that I've leaned on for a long time, is like make it sound like a mix all the time. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want my delays and any of those things to hit in time with the band, and I want to be able to see on the screen. I want to be able to see where the downbeat of sections are. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll way into the drums. I'm actually going to turn the drum group off, and I'm going to tell the session where this starts. So what we're going to do is we're going to use tab to transients. So I clicked before. If I zoom in really far, you should be able to see this. I clicked before the kick drum hits, and I tab to the first kick drum hit, and Command and I give me a beat marker, which I am going to set to beat 1. So now the song starts at that first kick drum, and then I'm going to find, let's count together where the beats are. 1. Okay, perfect. So this is measure 2. I think drums are in like basically in 4/4, and he like did a count off that was in double time, so the feel is double time for everybody else, but the drums are in a in like halftime groove. So there's 3. Okay, so now I know. Okay, that's right. I don't know why this has a marker here. Okay, we're going. Now we're pretty close. So this song, it's about 82 beats per minute, and this is something that I like to do. If you're watching and you do make music, if your band recorded to a click track, you don't have to. Oh, there's Ernie in the background. I just saw him and just heard him. How you doing, buddy? Anyway, if the band records to a click track, you can then edit the click to go off of the band's performance, so you don't have to. You can have that little swing in the music. It doesn't have to. You don't have to then edit the drums to the click, edit the click to the drums, so that you have that human feel. And that's what I do. So I'm gonna go and do that real quick. Let's see. This should be 5. All right. So now we're at a place. I think we're nearing a place where I can switch to a different session where I've already done that work, because that's a lot of work. So I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna open that new session that I've already done this kind of work for. So what did I call this? Mix Start 2. Let's open that one. Here it comes. There's my iTunes playlist again. Okay. And I even on this one, I even went so far as to I got rid of the second guitar that I didn't like. It looks like I even brought in some bass, but let's listen to where we're at here. And you can see now in the timeline at the top of my screen, you can see all of those little markers. And I'll open the tempo so you can see them. And they just, any human, even though we're playing with a click, it's going to drift a little bit. And we want to keep that drift, because we want that feel in music. We want to bounce. And to keep that, we're going to edit the click to the drums, not the drums to the click. Very important stuff. Okay, let's... If you hit return and control, now that I've set the start of the song, measure 1 brings us to the beginning of the song right away. All right. We're in a good place. Any questions from the Peanut Gallery? Who's here with us? Can I not see? Maybe I can't see. Oh well. I think that sometimes, like, you know, I'm like sharing this from my computer and watching it on my phone because I only have one screen, so I can't have all that prep stuff and what I'm doing. Okay, so let's start mixing. Hey Jim, listening to Savage Moods. Okay, I'm gonna start panning some stuff out of the way. Everything's in mono right now. Okay, we're gonna start working. First thing I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put a processing on my master bus. I've been getting into that lately. There's a lot that you could do, but this is a pretty accessible plugin for people. The Waves SSL bus compressor. It's been used on the 2-track of music for 30 plus years. Bob Clearmountain uses this on every single mix, and he's a mixing legend. So we're gonna start with that. I've got my default. This plugin comes set up in a way that I really don't like it. So I made my own default, which is just no threshold. No threshold, no makeup gain, slowest attack time, fastest release time. And then we're going to go 2-to-1, and we'll just we'll listen back and hear what happens, and we'll see if the meter does anything. We're tickling a little bit. We're just moving that meter just a tiny bit. And you can also see we've got good headroom. We're peaking a little bit. That's fine. I'm using 32 bits right. I'm using 32 bits right now, so this isn't doing too much to the sound. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning again. Now that we've got our little bus compressor on, let's do some other work. So what would you do next? What do you think? What do you think needs help on this song? I think that the guitars need to be wider, and as I showed a little bit ago, I took a different take of the guitars. And so let's just listen to these together. Okay, so I'm going to mute one of them. And while I have both channels selected in Pro Tools, I can actually hold Shift and M and toggle them back and forth. So if you're listening on good headphones or speakers, check this out. You should be able to clearly hear the difference there. Okay, that's pretty cool. So what I'm going to do is we're going to pan those. So I think they work together in mono. They're sounds pretty big when they're panned up the center, so we're going to pan them out of the way. We'll try all the way extreme. Okay, what does that do to the song? That's just an example. I don't tend to really love to mix, in solo, but sometimes we do hear things. Oh, do you hear how much room that gives the drums now? Drums are dead center. I think I could even pull these guitars down just a tiny bit. Okay, I've already heard something that I want to do, and that's at the very beginning of the song. Check this out. Listen to this first hit of the song. We're going to listen to the first hit of the song. So here's the pattern. So the pattern is with the toms. The downbeat of the second, third, downbeat of the second, third, fourth, and fourth measure have a tom hit, but the downbeat of the song doesn't. The downbeat of the fourth measure doesn't. The downbeat of the seventh measure doesn't, and the downbeat of just the fourth measure. Anyway, so that leaves space for me to add something. We're going to make his kick drum sound really big in that spot. And how do I do that? I generally do that with a drum machine. This drum machine right here. Let's do it. Let's do it together right now. I've got the cable. All right, I'm going to power it on. Can't really see what I'm going to do here, but you remember this is something I do in mixing all the time. So I'm going to grab that first track, clicking on it, and then I'm going to make a new one. New mono track. So Shift Command N for new. Create. We're going to color it the same. Red. And we're going to call it, double click to get up that window to give it a name. And we'll call this kick sample. Now, we're going to tell it which where we have it plugged in, and we are going to input. Can we hear that input? Oh, we got to send it out through the mix bus. Ooh. It's really loud, so we're going to turn it down. Check that out. Let's add some samples. So we're going to record. Here we go. It doesn't have to line up. Okay, we got a couple to work with. That's fine. I'm going to turn off the drum machine. It's good enough. Good enough for demonstration purposes. I just played it live. So now we're gonna zoom in and we're gonna match it up. We're actually gonna first solo it and hear which one we like the best. Not bad. That might be too long. Too short. There it is. The last two are good, so I'm going to just take the last two. So I'm going to tab to transient. So hit the tab button. That's right here in Pro Tools. It's a little arrow pointing to the beginning or of the session. So tab to transient again. Check this out. So what we're going to do is going to find the start of the song, that first kick drum hit. There we go. And then we're going to hold Control. Got to find that sample. Control, click, and it moves the sample to the spot we want it to be. Let's hear if this does what we want it to the very beginning of the song. Make it big. Oh, we got to listen to the whole thing. Here it comes. There it is. What did you hear that? Let's do it again. So I know that the toms don't come in until measure 5, so I'm gonna bring that sample to near measure 5, tab to transient, get it to line up. Let's listen again. Hear this kick drum? If you're on good headphones or speakers, you should be able to hear that real low subby boom. Yeah, Travis. One more time, here it is. Okay, it's probably too much. So, we're going to back off like a couple dB on each of them. I'm using clip gain to do that. And to get a precise number, I actually hold the command key down, and that gets me a precise number. So when we're in the middle of the song, that first one might be able to be bigger. So we're actually going to keep it dynamic by doing that. We'll have that first one be at like -2. Let's hear it. You know, it might be too much. The band might not like it when it comes back, but I always like to find those little holes. So there's another spot, right? Let's see, where's another spot? There might not be another one again, because you know there is a downbeat of measure 17. Yeah, let's do that. Let's bring it now. Why not? I know it's going to be there. So measure 17. Zoom in with the T key, tab to transient, hold Control key, and click, and boom. That makes those downbeats slam just the way we want it. Okay, guys. Yeah, it's been an hour. I'm gonna keep going for a little bit longer. And we're gonna do some other stuff. Let's see here. Let's hear. Let's listen from the top again. Actually, you know what we should do? We should clean up the bass. Let's when I say clean up the bass, I mean I'm going to get rid of some dead space, but not completely. So usually as a mix engineer, it takes a lot of time to do some editing if you're going to do editing. Sometimes you decide not to do editing because it's going to take too long, and you just tell the band, hey, I'm going to be $35 an hour to do the rest of the editing on the song. And sometimes you say that's because that's how much it's going to take. And sometimes you just do the editing because it only takes a few minutes. So in this case, we're just going to do some edits to the bass. We're going to turn all our groups back on. I'm going to get rid of all the finger noise that's happening at the very beginning and the hum. And we're just going to, let's listen in, because there was this thing that I didn't keep in the song, but I want to put it in there. That slide right there. It's kind of in time, so let's keep it. And, oops. Undo is your friend. Command Z. All right. Command Z. All right. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring that noise up. I'm going to make it louder. What do you think about that, Jimmy? Let's hear it in context. I like that. We'll leave it. Okay, and this stuff I'm going to clean up too. And then I'm just clicking and dragging and pressing the delete key to get rid of that dead space. And let's see if there's anything else. The very end of the song. Yeah, let's do that too. Let's listen to the very end of the song, just the bass. Perfect fade. Let's listen to this. Okay. I might want to actually emphasize that. I might actually want to emphasize it. Okay, let's do it. Let's do this now. Blade, split. We're going to group all this stuff together. I'm going to fade that down. Group all this. Fade it in. There we go. Same thing here. I don't want those finger noises all the time. Just in those key moments, right? So here we go. Bringing it up. This I did not do when I mixed the song, but I kind of like, why not? You know? I learned something not too long ago. Like I heard this sound that I thought was like a whistle that was added by the mix engineer. It wasn't a whistle. The guitar was sliding. It was me. I played the guitar part, and I slid, and it made that string noise. That's, you know, the fingers rushing across the strings. The guy doing the mix had, you know, compressed it so heavily, and then he actually like widened the sound by doubling the part, so it sounded like this whistle that traveled across from left to right or right to left, whichever. And it was pretty cool. So why not keep those things? Why not keep those things? So let's switch back. I should. Yeah. Okay. Let's hear it again. Let's do that fade. No, that's not the one I wanted. There's Jimmy again. There we go. Fade. Back to me. Let's hear that. Okay. Let's hear it in context now. That's probably too loud. I don't know about this one. I like the other one better. So I'm just going to duck it a little bit. I'm going to just pull the volumes down. All right. Let's see what else. The other thing I would do in this kind of moment is I might edit out all these the cowbell stuff while I'm doing it. Why not? It's just like the same kind of bland. Just get it all done right now. Same thing with the drums. Let's got the groups on that last hit. Okay, we'll just do a fade. There we go. And then we got to edit the guitars so that the buzz is gone. Here we go. You know, I'm not mixing. This isn't mixing. This is just this is editing. This is like, you know, just doing like little detail stuff. Okay. Now, let's take. So what I'm gonna do? Let's get this vocal sounding nice, right? Let's just level it into the rest of the song.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey. I'll show you mine. Hello.
Okay, that's doing kind of what I want. Let's listen again.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey.
So, give it a little color and a little EQ. I'm probably gonna low pass. His voice doesn't have a ton below 80 hertz. And then I took the compressor and I started tweaking. So what am I doing there?
Need no sleep, bad habits from a drama streak, and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me.
Okay. This is a classic compressor. 1176, I can give it a lot of color. 1176 made by a Universal Audio. What do I mean when I say color? When I give it a lot of color, I can change the sound depending on how hard the vocal goes in to this piece of equipment. So I added that. It's something I do pretty often is I add a 1176, and I will add one when I'm recording. We've got different ratios of compression. Compression makes anything sound smaller. That's all it does. When we say compress, we make it smaller. After we make it smaller, we can choose to then raise its level to bring it up to where it was. So let's listen a moment by itself, turn it off and on.
A cool creeps need no sleep, bad habits from a drama streak, and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by.
Okay, let's make it louder because I had the dim on.
A cool creeps need no sleep, bad habits from a drama streak, and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey, I'll show you mine. Hello.
You probably heard me breathing. Sorry. Anyway, I have it set up so that it's only hitting when he's loud. I like to do that because it actually makes it sound like it's closer to your face. And I really like when a vocal gets a little bit closer. I could go into this vocal and I can look at the vocal and I could actually draw it louder. So I could split the signal and say that this very first line needs to be a little louder.
A cool creeps need no sleep, bad habits from a drama streak, and positive vibe
Yeah, I
under
like that.
heavy.
Let's hear it in with the rest of the band.
A cool creeps need no sleep, bad habits from a drama streak, and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey, I'll show you mine. Hello.
Okay, we're getting closer. I wouldn't send this to a band, but the next thing I'm going to do is get the kick drum sounding the way I want it to.
A cool creeps need no sleep, bad habits from a drama streak, and positive.
No, that kick drum loses something, so let's listen to it by itself for a second. Actually, we want to go I'm going to just do this for myself. I'm going to add the kick sample to my drum group. Okay, here we go. This is the kick drum. If you're listening on headphones, you'll kind of hear it. There's a snare. Ooh, there was Crispies. I'm just going to add all the drum parts. Okay, the kick drum sounds smaller when the overheads are in. So I don't know yet if the kick drum is out of phase. And what does that mean? Phase. Sound travels in a wave. It's kind of like a circular wave. It's kind of weird thing, but in that circular wave, when it hits the microphone, it makes the microphone give. It's and that's what makes the energy. And so if you have 2 instruments and one is pushing the microphone first and the other one's pulling the microphone, then those things are out of phase. Sometimes you want it to be that way, sometimes you don't. So I'm going to try to make the all of these things push together so that it sounds right to me. When I add the overheads in, it doesn't sound right to me. So I can accomplish that a couple of ways. I might be able to go to the overheads, and I might be able to take low end out so they're not affecting the low end. We'll try that. We'll see. I might be able to flip its orientation of the sound. Let's try it. Okay, it's not doing what I want it to, so I'm going to see. I'm going to hear. I keep trying to say that. I'm going to hear what this does to the sound. Okay. Something else is affecting it. So let's listen again. Okay. We're going to go a little higher with this because that is affecting it. Okay, it's really, really changing. So let's go like this. Let's try with the overheads. I'm going to try, let's see. I'm going to try with the overheads to flip their phase as well as do a high pass filter. I think that did it. Let's add the toms and listen again. These might be out of phase too. Let's try. I'm going to use a different plugin. I'm going to use a SSL plugin here. Why an SSL, Eric? It's just a little bit. It's a comprehensive. It's a compressor, phase flip, EQ, all in one. Let's. Yeah, something's weird. Let's give it some more low end. There we go. That's sounding more like I like it. Okay. I gave it 15 dB, so I have to pull this down pretty far. Okay. The other thing that I do, I have hardware that I'm going to use. So let's actually Let's pull it up. I'm going to pull up my insert of the hardware. I don't have a camera on it. It's a DBX 160A, and we're going to listen to the kick drum with it. Do you hear that? It just does. It's something that I really like.
And I freaks into deep little sky from a fantasy and dark secret in a dark
Something else is causing that kick drum to not sound so big when the whole band is in. Could be the bass.
I'll show you mine.
God, that sounds good. Man, I like it so much better. Okay, let's now that we've got this vocal sounding the way we like it, let's duplicate this because I did that on the other session. We're gonna duplicate and get rid of. Oh, we're gonna get rid of everything that's not the yell, and then we're gonna get rid of the yell. So they're on separate tracks. We're going to get rid of the plugins because the yell doesn't need them. And then we're also, here's what we're going to do. We're going to import. Thanks, Tiffany. Thank you. We're going to import some information from my template. And there's my template. And I'm going to bring in let's see, my reverb, my bass low, and my bass dirt. I'm going to bring in all my delays and verbs that I've kind of set up that I like. They're not all set up the way I like, but it's a good start. We're bringing those in, and watch. That was a Shift Option I. Boy, it's been a long time here. We're looking at, wow, an hour and 20 minutes. I probably talked too much, huh? Okay, importing. It's all coming in. Okay. This drum stuff that I've got prepped. I'm going to bring that up by the drums. Yep. I got those couple of bass tracks that I said I was bringing in. It's kind of weird. There's already a ton of bass tracks, but this is I know how this works, so I'm gonna do that. And then I've got all these reverbs that I've already set up. I've used them before, and I like them. Let's put the vocal into a space, and let's do this also. Let's send the vocal. Let's listen back to the let's listen back to the demo and toggle back and forth again. Okay, immediately you hear there's more space, more like reverb space. Okay. Let's do this. Let's like that vocal sound the way he likes it, which we're going to send. Let's see. We're going to send the vocal to a new audio track. We're going to send it to an audio track. And we're going to do mono audio track. Vocal dirt. Yep, there it goes. And it's going to go to the mix bus. I don't know why I didn't set this up to do. I'm just changing the colors again. To default output bus needs to be my mix bus. Then I don't have to change and click in all the time. Okay. We're sending out. We're sending out, and we're gonna go. I've got this. I've got a JHS pedal that I'm gonna send it out to, and let's also send it to. Let's also send that to my distressor. Okay, let's listen to that vocal.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey. I'll show you mine. Hello.
Let's listen to that one more time.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey. I'll show you mine. Hello.
One more time.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak and positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey. I'll show you mine. Hello.
Okay, let's print it. So how do we do that? What we're gonna do is we're going to send that vocal now that it's processing. We're going to send that, we're going to commit that vocal. So commit, consolidate, clips, do that. And we're going to also, at the same time, we're going to commit my kick drum because it's using it's using my outboard processing. This is going to take 3 minutes. We're going to listen to the whole song.
A cool creeps in too deep. Bad habits from a drama streak. Positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building.
And actually, you notice, like, because we're not recording and committing the whole track, we're actually hearing the demo or the rough mix. So it doesn't matter what we listen to right now. I could just mute it. But it's got to render the track. So in real time, it actually has to record everything that's happening. And so you could do this with anything. I've got a tape machine pulled up, and we could use the tape machine. Let's see their faces again. This is Savage Moods that you're listening to. One more minute. Okay, there it was. We committed the vocal dirt and the kick drum. And let's see. We'll put the kick drum back to the top. Well, looks like the vocal dirt didn't do what I asked it to, so my bad. I didn't do it right. Sometimes that happens. Whoops. Show and make active. Okay, well, here's the other way that I do it. We're gonna send it to a new track. Let's listen. We'll do it live, I guess. We'll call that, send it out to the mix bus. We don't have to listen to the whole track, then we can just listen to the few here. Oh, tracks were record enabled. Gotta click the buttons, Eric.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak and positive vibe under a heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey. I'll show you mine. Hello.
Okay, just because I don't want to save this, saving the settings.
And our freaks into deep.
I'm gonna just do this back and forth until I get through the whole track, and then we're gonna revisit this another day because it's been an hour and a half and I should be done. It's dinner time. I smell meatballs, spaghetti with Rouse sauce. I think Rouse. All right, we'll go to the very end. And
It never was to a has-been, forever chasing someone else's dream. Never got the world as it is, now you settle for how it seems. Secret sign, honey, I'll show you mine. Hello.
all right, I captured it. We'll color it the same as this one. And then the other one can go away. You can say hide and make inactive. Now let's hear that vocal.
It never was to a has-been, forever chasing someone else's dream. Never got the world as it is, now you settle for how it seems. Secret.
This is about the time where you could start putting some fun stuff. We'll just call this one shout. We could start doing like fun stuff on the vocal, sending it to delays. I'm going to commit the vocal, all of it. Shift option 3. And I'm actually going to, I think I can use less of the regular vocal now.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak and positive.
All right, cool. Let's send quick. We're going to send all of these delays. Shift option and then click. And we'll send these all to the mix bus. All right. And let's just experiment. Check this out. I've got these all programmed in. So I could send this to the 480. How's that sound?
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak and positive vibe under a heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey. I'll show you.
That's kind of the kind of verb that I like. I don't really like it when I don't really like it when the reverb is like super splashy. So I try to get like fit it into its own space. So let's listen again.
A cool creeps need
That's not bad. You hear a lot more when the tail comes off, but when the rest of the band's in, it just kind of like gives it a space. Let's try a couple other things. Let's send that vocal to an eighth note delay and hear how that works. Where's the eighth note? Oh, does it not have eighth note delay? No, it should. Eighth note delay. There it is. Let's hear it. First I'm going to just do the same thing. I'm going to copy that plugin, holding Option, clicking and dragging. Just same key command that you'd find just basically anywhere. Any software. Key command. Option, drag, copies it.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak. And positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey. I'll show you mine. Hello.
Actually, that little bit of space, that works for me. Check it out. Here's the vocal. By itself with just that delay.
A cool creeps need no sleep. Bad habits from a drama streak. And positive vibe under heavy fire. We're building walls just to get by. That's me. Secret sign, honey. I'll show you mine. Hello.
Okay. I think that is what we're going to do for today. You can check in the comments if you like what I'm doing. You can send me a tip on Venmo or through PayPal if you want to see more. I'm going to post this to watch later on YouTube. If you have any questions, slide into those DMs. I'd like to move this onto YouTube instead of Facebook, but whatever. I know more people on Facebook and I have no audience on YouTube at all. So, if you like what I'm doing, hit me up. Tell me you liked it. Tell me what you didn't like. I'd like to hear from you. Thanks. Bye. We'll listen one more time as we go out. One last time. I'm gonna date this mix. We're gonna call it. Yeah, before I leave, what we're gonna do is August 9th stream, or August 9th mix. And we'll just call it mix. And what's the date? It's 0809. We'll revisit this next Sunday, I think. We'll finish this mix. It'll probably take 6 hours, I think. Yeah. All right. Cool. We'll see you soon. We're gonna record this into the session. We'll come back next time. Thanks.
A cool creeps need